So, earlier, right? I haven't seen these guys in a long time. I haven't played ball with them in a minute. So they hit me up and they were like, "B, come play ball with us." You know, it was early. It was before I started my day and everything. So I got up, went to hoop. And when I walked in the gym, they're like, "Oh, please, you're a businessman now. You're an entrepreneur. You're a corporate dude. You don't got it like you used to." Yo, I killed them. I straight up demolished them. I'm not gonna say who they are because some of them watched my video, so I'm not gonna say who y'all is. But stop judging a book by the cover. I still should be getting paid for ball. Yeah, I should get this one last run. But also, shout out to Jerry Springer, man. I used to watch his show as a kid. I hope my mom don't see this video and I say that. But he's a dope dude. After the show, I sat down, spoke with him a little. Guy's very dope, man. He's a good dude. They gave me a T-shirt, Jerry's Final Thought. Sorry, I'm still sweating because my body's still hot from killing them from earlier. Jerry's Final Thought, number 57. Never assume because the X is out of the house, the X is out of the picture. Shout out to Jerry, man. But today I want to talk about school versus education. I did a video a while back called Your Parents Are Losers, right? And yeah, I got some heat for it, but I'm just here to tell the truth and show my journey as I become a millionaire. I'm doing this to show that, okay, this is what I am now. I don't want 2 years later, 3 years later, when I'm driving around in Bentleys and flying around in jets, people are like, oh, it was handed to you. No, I'm putting this out to show people that it is possible if you're just willing to do the work. I'm here to inspire people and just show like, okay, we all could do this, right? So on this journey, on this process of life, this is something I've learned. There's a difference between school and there's a difference between education, right? That video that I made that your parents are losers, you know part of the reason why your parents are losers? Because they're not educated. Big difference. When a kid is 18, they graduate high school, the first thing they push into this kid's head is, oh, go to college. When I was 18 years of age, I didn't know a damn thing about life. I thought I did, and a lot of young people do. That's just part of being young, and it's okay. You learn later on that you don't know shit, but when you're young, you think you know everything. And then me, coming from a Caribbean household, school is everything. You're going to go to school, you're going to be a doctor, you're going to be a lawyer, you're going to be a nurse, you're going to get that degree. Because in my culture, if you don't have that piece of paper, you're a failure, right? But I've met so many people with degrees who are broke. There are a lot of, I know a lot, people who have PhDs, but they're stacking boxes in grocery stores. I've met people who make over $100,000 a year, but they're still broke because they have no education as to how to manage their money, right? Our parents keep telling us, go to college, go to college, go to college, go to college. But you're going to go to college and do what? Remember, most people don't come from a family that can pay for school. So you know how you're going to pay for school? You're going to take out student loans. Now look at this. I'm going to break it down for you. You take out your student loans, right? And say you want to study a degree like hand puppetry. 4-year degree, you want to get your master's in hand puppetry, you're going to come out to about $150,000, $160,000 in debt, right? So you're in the hole $160,000. Now say you come out of school and you get a job being a hand puppet. And by the way, having that piece of paper does not mean you're guaranteed a job. The job market is very, very competitive. There's a lot of people coming out of school and there's not enough jobs available. So now you're $160,000 in debt, but your hand puppetry degree pays you $20,000 a year, right? And if I ever have a son and you come tell me you want to do hand puppetry, I will. Okay. Yeah. So you're making $20,000 a year as a hand puppet or whatever, right? You come out of school, you got to pay back that $160,000 in debt. You might have rent, you might have a car, you gotta buy food, you gotta buy clothes, you gotta pay bills. Now I'm just breaking this down for you. Say you even live at home, right? $20,000 a year, and I'm not making this up. You could go Google this. There are people who are stupid enough who actually do this. You're that much hole in debt. You have no financial skills. How are you gonna get out of that hole? How are you going to be able to stand in society as a man or a woman, $160,000 in debt, making 20 grand a year? Part of being a man, part of being a woman, it's about being independent, right? And we'll talk about going more detail about independent interdependence later. But that's part of growing, is being able to stand on your own 2 feet. Bad debt, debt that doesn't produce income, like student loan debt, is something that enslaves you. The Bible says the debtor is slave to the lender, right? Those kind of debt enslave you. I've seen people work 40, 50, 40 years. That's the longest I've seen somebody work, just to pay off student loans. What quality of life are you going to have? You're setting your kid up for failure. Instead of telling them, okay, go work a job, work different industries, see what you really like. It's very rare that a person who's 18, 19 knows what they really want to do in life. It's very rare. And then we push it on these kids. Be a doctor, be a lawyer. That's not their purpose. Everybody's not meant to be a doctor or a lawyer. That's a high calling from God. And then half these degrees we go to school and get, we don't even need them. Big companies are not even hiring based on that piece of paper anymore. They're hiring based on experience and what you're able to bring to the table. So unless you are going to school to fulfill your purpose, and you understand that, okay, in the long run, like, okay, you could be a doctor and you could be $400,000 or $500,000 in debt, but you're making $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 a year. And if you're good with your money, you could clear that up in 2-3 years. You're debt free. Boom. Congratulations, right? But for those who are going to school without a purpose, those who are just going to school to be a wage slave for the rest of their lives, it's not worth it. Education is the key, not school. Now, education is what builds you as a person. Education is what brings out the best within you. When I dropped out of school, I'm telling you, being in my culture, it was a big deal. I'm telling you, my mom went berserk. My family went berserk. People were like, yo, this Brandon is throwing his life away. He's trying to play ball. He's trying to build these stupid businesses. Yo, what is this kid doing? And my family really disowned me. They really did. I went from being my mom's baby to some random dude living in her house. You know? It's crazy, but when I educated myself as to how to create wealth, educated myself as to how to be a better version of myself, educated myself as to what my purpose is, things change. Right? Education is the key, not school. Educate yourself. Not because you leave school doesn't mean you stop learning. Not because you leave school doesn't mean the educational process stop. The reason why a lot of people are miserable, especially those with degrees, is because they reach a certain pinnacle in their lives and they become miserable. They stop learning. They stop educating themselves. They stop growing. And I must even say this, a lot of our teachers are losers. They haven't accomplished anything in life. They haven't done anything. You could teach me a subject, but how are you educating me? Education is the key. Understand that. If you're going to school just because you want to be rich, you're in trouble. Because you don't need school to be rich. But if you're going to school to fulfill a purpose, then that's different. Educate yourself as to how to fulfill your purpose. And if school is the path that you have to take, then you go to school. But if not, you got to figure out what is it that you really want to do in life. What is your purpose? What is your calling? What you're good at. People, I love you all. I'll put out a video next week. It's the sun is starting to set outside. That's why it's trying to get dark, and I don't have editing skills. So yeah. So like, share, subscribe, and yeah. Oh, what my friend said? He said I should tell everybody to click on that bell, that subscribe bell. So yeah, click on it. All right, y'all. Love you guys. Later. Bye.